فمرحبا بكم في برنامجكم الشاكرين، ويطيب لنا أن يكون ضيفنا في هذه الليلة تون مهاتير محمد.
I would like to say thank you to everybody who has recognized that I have done something that is good for my country and for the Muslim world.
تون مهاتير الآن له في السياسة والإدارة أكثر من 60 عاماً. من يرى أن له فضل كبير على تون في توجهه السياسي ونجاحه الإداري؟
Well, I had many friends as well as members of my family. They show me, they correct me, or they criticize me if I go wrong. I'm very much impressed by Muhammad Ali. As a boy, I tried to do some boxing and I was hit in the head. I became groggy and dizzy.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أيها النبلاء الكرام، الشكر صفة نبيلة ولا يحتفي بها ويحرص على مشاهدة ما يتعلق بها إلا النبيل سليل النبلاء. فمرحبا بكم في برنامجكم الشاكرين، ويطيب لنا أن يكون ضيفنا في هذه الليلة تون مهاتير محمد، الذي شجع فكرة برنامج الشاكرين حين عرضتها على معاليه في عام 2016، ووعد بأن يخصص من ثمين وقته دقائق يقدم فيها شكره لمن يرى أنهم أهل للشكر. مرحبا تون مهاتير. سؤالنا الأول نبتدئ مع تون مهاتير إن أذن لي عن الوالدين. نحن حينما نتقدم في أعمارنا نعرف وندرك أهمية والدينا وما قدموا لنا، فماذا يذكر لنا تون مهاتير من ذكريات عن والديه، وما هي الصفات التي ما زالت راسخة في ذاكرة تون والتي تستحق الشكر والذكرى في هذه اللحظات؟
We are shaped by our parents, our father, mother. They shape our character. They show us what is right and what is wrong, and what we can do, what we cannot do, so that in life we avoid doing things that are wrong. And because of that, if the parents, the father and mother, shows responsibility to shape you into a very good person, then you grow up to be a good person. Unfortunately, today we find that parents are busy. Both father and mother may be working, and not enough quality time is spent in influencing their children to become good children and to grow up into good adults. But for me, I was lucky because in the days when I was a boy, a young person, my parents had enough time to teach me what is right and what is wrong, what is permitted, what is not. And all these things influence me in my life. So I owe a lot to my parents.
الحمد لله. سؤالنا التالي عن الزوجة. نحن نقول في ثقافتنا وراء كل عظيم امرأة، وتون مهاتير مع تون ستي حسمة قدموا أنموذجاً للزوجين، لا أقول فقط للماليزيين ولكن لكثير من العائلات في العالم كنموذج للحياة المستقرة والتي تجاوزت الآن 65 عاماً. الآن ما هي الكلمة التي يود تون مهاتير أن يشكر فيها تون ست حسمة في هذا الخصوص؟
Well, my wife is very understanding. She supports me in whatever that I want to do. She has not raised any problems or demanded that I should avoid these things or that thing, or should be spend more time with her. If I have to do some work, then I do the work with her full support. There is, of course, we have differences between us, but all differences can be resolved over time. And when you make a resolution to our problem, we feel very gratified. We feel very thankful that we can resolve our problem and carry on as if nothing has happened. So I owe my wife a lot of thanks, because she has always been very supportive in all the things that I do. Even though in doing so, I had to spend less time with her, even to the point of neglecting her and the children. Instead of me, then she looks after the children so that I can feel happy that my children are being well looked after. So I have everything to be grateful and thankful to her for all the support over the last 65 years of marriage.
تون مهاتير الصديق الوفي، نقول في ثقافتنا بأنه عملة نادرة، فهل في حياة التون صديقاً وفياً كان معه منذ البدء وحتى الآن يستحق الشكر والذكرى؟
Well, I'm grateful for having good friends from the time when I was in school until later on when I was involved in the administration, in politics, for example. I find many of my friends were very helpful. They support me, and I rely upon their support, because without their support, I really cannot do anything and succeed. So the support by my friends are the things that I value. Of course, as you grow old, the number of friends you have increases, and at any one time, certain friends play a bigger role than others. At other times, those friends who, when you were young, were supportive, maybe they have other obligations, so I have to depend on new friends. And I make friends all through my life. And of course, many of my friends are younger and younger, because the older friends, the original friends have either unable to be with me or they have passed away. But I'm grateful that I have friends who have always been very supportive, very understanding of the things that I have to do.
التاريخ الماليزي حافل حقيقة وطويل، وتعرضت ماليزيا للاستعمار البريطاني والياباني في تاريخها. الآن وبعد مرحلة الاستقلال التي كانت في عام 1957، من هي الشخصية التي يرى ويعتقد تون مهاتير بأنها تستحق الشكر والثناء من جميع الماليزيين، سواء كان شخصية واحدة أو أكثر، وكان جمعية أو حزباً، ولتون مهاتير أن يختار ما يشاء؟
Well, I have had a lot of experience living under different governments. And first, I was under the British, then the Japanese occupied Malaysia. After that, my particular state was also placed under the rule of Thailand, Siamese rule, until the British won and they came back to set up a military government, followed by a civil government. Then only we achieve independence. So throughout all these, different people played a role in giving me in the experience that I have. I find that some people are very dedicated, very friendly, very supportive, but of course some others are not interested in what I do. I cannot name all of them, but many of them from school time until I become the Prime Minister, I find a number of people who give me have good friendship with me, and who evaluated or they make criticisms or sometimes supportive words, which I value very much. Friends help you in the progress in life because they show you actually the correct way of doing whatever it is that I have to do.
تون مهاتير الآن له في السياسة والإدارة أكثر من 60 عاماً. من يرى أن له فضل كبير على تون في توجهه السياسي ونجاحه الإداري؟
Well, I had many friends as well as members of my family. They show me, they correct me, or they criticize me if I go wrong, and they support me when I do the things which are right by them. So my the help I get is from both my family, in particular my own wife and my children, and also from friends which I developed all through the years, different friends at different times. And because of them, I gain the support as well as guidance as to what I should do and what I should not do.
كثير من الناس ينظر إلى تون مهاتير بأنه أحد أهم وأبرز وأنجح القادة في القرن العشرين. فبالنسبة للتون، من هو القائد الذي يراه ملهما في هذا التوجه أو يستحق أن يشكر ويذكر عبر التاريخ؟
As a Muslim, I find a lot of guidance from the Prophet of Islam, from Nabi Muhammad. Because here is a man who not only brought the religion of Islam to the world, but who also managed to change the ignorant Arabs so that they were able to progress to the point where they were able to build the greatest civilization the world had known at that time. So this is a man who has changed people who are backward and ignorant into people who are empire builders, the civilization builders. So that is, to me, the best model.
في عام 1997 حصل تون مهاتير على جائزة الملك فيصل لخدمة الإسلام. نود أن أسأل تون مهاتير، من هي الشخصية الإسلامية التي يراها تون مهاتير أنها تستحق الشكر والذكرى في التاريخ الإسلامي، سواء شخصية معاصرة أو شخصية قديمة قدمت للإسلام والمسلمين الشيء الكثير؟
We have found many leaders. For each of the contribution that these leaders have made, they deserve to be rewarded. And I would not be able to make a comparison between the leaders of Islam, because each have done certain things that has contributed to the development of the religion, to the implementation of the teachings of the religion of Islam. I find that ideas of Al-Afghani and a few others, they are the ones who have tried to change the minds of the Muslims so that they go back to the original teachings of Islam, because in many cases we find we have deviated from the teachings of Islam. It is very important that we go back to the original teachings as found in the Quran, so that we do not break up into different sects, different groups, different Ashab, and then we are opposed to each other, and as a result, we fail to regard every Muslim as our brothers.
بالنسبة للتعليم، يلحظ المتابع لمسيرة تون مهاتير أنه يهتم جدا بالتعليم ويرى أهميته. من هي الشخصية التعليمية التي يرى تون مهاتير أنها تستحق الثناء والشكر، سواء شخصية تعليمية محلية أو غير محلية؟
Well, there are many educationists throughout the ages, and we find that people who introduce better ways of teaching are the best contributors towards education. As we know, initially the teaching is by word of mouth. Indeed, before teaching, before education, people learn through experience, and this is not very easily absorbed by them. Now we have education. Education means taking all the knowledge from all the sources and giving it to the student without him having to go through all the experiences. Therefore, he benefits from the experiences of many people. Over time, these have been produced in books, and nowadays, of course, we have new ways of communication which facilitates education. And we have to be grateful to the people who invented the printing press, for example, because this enabled us to have books and to read books. But nowadays, we have new methodology, new in technology that improves communication. And I think we should be grateful and thankful to the people who developed these new ways of recording voices and speaking back to you, record and play back to you. That means that we can now learn from every source all that they have done and recorded, and we can then play back repeatedly so that we can understand the subject better, which means, of course, that they have contributed much to making education much more easy and much more easily available to students. So there are many contributors towards making teaching easy, and we must be grateful to them because they invented writing, they invented printing, they invented radio and television, and now, of course, they have invented new ways of communication. There are too many of them for me to identify, but we should identify them as the people who made education much more easy for the students.
تون مهاتير يشجع على الرياضة دائما ويرى أهميتها. من هي الشخصية الرياضية التي يرى تون مهاتير أنها تصلح أن تكون قدوة ويقدم شكرها له، سواء هذه الشخصية الرياضية ماليزية أو عالمية على مستوى العالم، شخصية تستحق أن تشكر، لأن الرياضة ليست فقط ألعاب رياضية ولكنها أيضا أخلاق وتعاملات ومحافظة على الجسم والعقل والنفس.
It is very difficult to identify one person because many people have worked very hard to help people become much more healthy. For example, in medicine, the discovery of vaccine, for example, is a great advance in medicine to contribute toward the health of people. Similarly, we find that the causes of disease are due to bacteria, and the people who work on this These are the people who contributed much towards keeping us healthy. But there are also other people who find that in order to be healthy, you must live a healthy way of life. That means to say, you mustn't indulge in too much your desires. A lot of people eat too much and they become fat, and when they are fat, they cannot be healthy. Then there are people who advocate exercise. This is important. In the past, we work all the time, do physical work. Nowadays, we are sedentary. We work in an office or at home. We don't move around much. We don't use our muscles. And the nature of things is that if you don't use your muscles, they tend to regress. They become weak. Similarly with the brain, the human brain remembers if you take care to remember. But if you don't talk, you don't write, you don't argue with people, you don't study, then the brain is not used. And when the brain is not used, like the muscles of the body, it tends to regress. So if you don't make use of your brain, the capacity of the brain will be reduced. So it is important that even as you age, you should be active in terms of physical movements, etc., to keep your muscles strong, and the brain must also be active in that you must participate in all kinds of activities, including, of course, reading, writing, talking, arguing, debating, etc. This involves the brain, and the brain retains its capability to think and to reason and to guide you in your life.
بالنسبة للرياضة، هل هناك شخصية رياضية عالمية حققت بطولات يرى أنها تستحق؟ مثلا كثير من المسلمين يحبون محمد علي كلاي لأنه أيضا حقق بطولات وكان نموذجا للمسلم الرياضي الناجح. فهل لتون محاضير أن يعلق على هذه الجزئية؟
Yeah, I'm very much impressed by Muhammad Ali. He is an athlete. But boxing is not really a kind of exercise because it involves hitting the body through punches. When you hit the head, the brain is shaken very much. And when the brain is shaken, the little capillaries, the blood vessels in the brain breaks up. And that means the brain will not be supplied with blood to keep alive. So when you break the blood vessels in the brain loses its capacity to think and to reason things out. That is why we find almost invariably that boxers, when they grow old, they lose their mental capacity. Just imagine hitting the head, not once, not twice, but very many times, and hitting it very hard. As a boy, I tried to do some boxing, and I was hit in the head. I became groggy and dizzy. I thought it was very harmful. So I think that there are lots of other athletic games that you can indulge in, but boxing is not one of them. Although I must say that Muhammad Ali did very well. He was very strong. He could stand being beaten many times, punched in the head. But as we know, when he grew old, he lost a lot of his capacity to think and to do things properly.
بالنسبة لتون محاضير قدم الكثير من العطاء للناس، ولا شك أنه تلقى كثير من الشكر من الناس. ما هي كلمة شكرا، أو من هو الذي قال لتون محاضير شكرا ولا تزال كلمة شكرا راسخة في ذهن تون محاضير؟
Well, there are lots of people who showered praise on me for what little I have done. I'm very grateful to them. It is good to be told that what you have done is the right thing and has produced good results. It gives you, it stimulates you into wanting to do even better. I have, since then, I have concentrated on doing things, and the reward for me is actually the end results. If what I do produces good results, then I'm satisfied with that. It is not the money that you earn which will give you satisfaction. It's the fact that you have succeeded in doing what you have set out to do that gives you maximum satisfaction, even if it doesn't pay. And for me, of course, during the period when I was Prime Minister, Malaysia made good progress. And that is what satisfies me. It's not what I earn, it's not anything else, but the job satisfaction, which I place a lot of value on. Thank you.
سؤالنا الأخير لتون محاضير: ما هي كلمته وشكره للشعب الماليزي الذي انتخبه مرتين والذي وقف بجانبه كثيرا والذي شجع تون محاضير ليكون أحد أبرز قادة العالم؟ كلمة تون محاضير لأتباعه من الماليزيين ولمحبيه من غير الماليزيين على مستوى العالم.
Well, I'm very grateful for the support that I get from people and their appreciation of what I have done. I value, of course, the recognition they gave me in my role as leader of Malaysia. If I have contributed anything to the Muslim world, I would like to say thank you very much for recognizing that. But I feel that there is a lot more that can be done. But of course, we are given a certain time. We grow old over time. And there are times when we have to withdraw, to give the role to other people. And I hope and pray that other people will continue the work that has been started. And I would like to say thank you to everybody who has recognized that I have done something that is good for my country and for the Muslim world. I think lots of other people can do more, and I'm quite sure in the future there will be others who will continue the work that has been started long ago when we all became Muslim.
نشكر تون محاضير على نشر ثقافة الشكر بين المجتمعات، خصوصا المجتمعات الإسلامية، فشكرا له على هذه الدقائق الثمينة التي أعطانا من وقتها، وإن شاء الله يكون هذا نموذجا للشكر يحتذي به ويقتدي به الجيل الشاب بإذن الله من المسلمين.
شكرا.
تون محاضير، شكرا جزيلا لك. أيها الإخوة، نشكر تون محاضير على هذه الدقائق الماتعة التي أتحفنا بها بكثير من خبراته التي وجدها ومارسها في حياته السياسية الطويلة. نسأل الله له الصحة والعافية، وشكرا لكم على حسن استماعكم ومشاهدتكم. شكرا تون.
شكرا.
Thank you.